So, welcome everyone. How are you all? Hope so. You all are fine. Uh, Alhamdulillah. I will only be needing an hour or 1.5 hours for today's class, as we have already done major part of our workshop. So today's class is just for the concluding remarks, as we have already done the workshop in the most efficient manner. Now, all I need from you all is to have detailed analysis of everything. Some of the most important topics will be discussed, and further areas will be communicated, right? So just wait for 5 minutes, let all other join, and then we'll start. Yes, Ikra, I will be recommending. Today's class is just for all these purposes. So yes, I will be recommending all these things. Just wait for 5 minutes and then I'll start. Okay, I guess now let's start. Now the agenda, although I was a bit busy, so was not able to share today's class agenda with you all. But let us now start quickly so that we have ample amount of time to be here. So now you know it very well that we are at the end of the workshop. We have completed all the areas that are very important for this workshop. And in today's class, we'll just go through some of the major tips and tricks along with the most important model and the most important topics for these workshops, right? So let us just quickly go through the areas and then I will be in a better position to identify some of the most important topics. Okay, one thing uh, that we were not able to cover in the previous class, all those students, firstly, there are some new topic. There are some new topics for September 21, that is 2021, and further attempts. So all those students, obviously these new topics I've already done in the free workshop that I conducted before this one. So all those students who want to go through this, you can, it's a basically it's 3 hours lecture. You can go through it on YouTube. Channel name Sheikh Bilal. Uh, First thing, if you want to, if you have not attempted that workshop, which I have done previously, so what you can do, you can go through that workshop, and how it is uploaded on my YouTube channel, you can see over there. Now, one thing that I was unable to cover in the workshop, and I just want to quickly review that, is about financial ratios. See, the SBL examination question will have some financial ratios to be calculated, because whenever you are evaluating any related proposed strategy, financial ratios are something which is very important. So financial ratios, this is something which is very important, and you need to cover them all in great detail. If anyone wants, I will share the handout of financial ratios as well. All those students who are listening to me live, I will share my number. You can get the handout of financial ratios by sending me a text on WhatsApp. So there are 3 types of ratios that I feel will have great relevance when it comes to the financial ratios. Whenever you are calculating a proposed strategy, or whenever you are selecting between the 2 strategies, you need to calculate these ratios. The first one is the P&L ratio. In this P&L ratio, remember there are some ratios, that is the sales trend, number one. Number two is gross profit margin percentage, right? Number three is, sir, if we have a question of ratio analysis, then it should be calculated. Yes, I'm telling you, I'm letting you know about this as well. This is the thing that I would want to discuss. Number three is net profit margin percentage. And number four is return on capital employed. Now you must be very well aware, you don't need to go in details of all these ratios, just need to calculate and use them as per your answer, right? The second type of ratios that you will have to calculate is the balance sheet ratios. Now in balance sheet ratios, there are basically three types of ratios that you will be calculating. Number one is current asset ratio. Number two is quick ratio. Now, my concern is, it's a very important concern that I'm raising right now. Um, if I say that the shareholders of the company are concerned about the balance sheet ratio, which of the ratio will be more relevant to the shareholders of the company? Yes, please. Very good. No, although if you have to number between these two ratios, that this is on the first priority for the shareholders and this is on the second priority. So I would say current ratio, that is current asset over current liabilities, is more relevant for the shareholders of the company. But if the situation says, but if the situation says that there are investors or lender of money, if there are investors and lenders of money, and let's suppose the creditors or the banks, then quick ratio is more relevant. Reason being, because quick ratio calculates the quickly convertible to cash amount of money. So you will be going through the quick ratio. Then another form of balance sheet ratio that we have is the interest cover ratio. It's optional. If they have given you something related to interest, then you will be calculating this ratio. Last type of ratios, see, you need to remember the formulas of these ratios. Last type of ratio is the efficiency ratios. Efficiency ratios. Now, in these ratios, you will calculate revenue per employee, right? Okay. So these are the ratios, but there is another thing which is related to the calculation purpose. Whenever you are evaluating between the two strategies, you might be asked in a very simpler format to calculate the net present value. Number one, you might be asked to calculate, or they might have given you the accounting rate of return, or the internal rate of return. Yes, debt to equity ratio is, well, this is included in the gearing one. No? Debt to equity ratio will be included in the gearing ratios. So yes, you will also be using the debt to equity ratio when it says that the company is highly geared or the company is going for majority of the debt acquisition. You can use that ratio as well. But these are the ratios that are most commonly being seen in the SBL examination. That is why I've written it over here. And the fourth thing that you will be using, or they might have given it to you, is the discounted cash flows. Now, there can be two different questions in this regard, right? There can be two different questions. Question number one: evaluate the proposed strategy related to investment using the given ratio. In this, okay, in this scenario, you will not be using any calculation on spreadsheet. You will not be using any calculation on spreadsheet. You will be given with the ratios, or you might calculate the ratios in the very simplest form. So no need to use any spreadsheet, just use the word response section and write and draft your answers in paragraphing form, just giving the percentage of the ratio. Do you get this? Now the question number two can be, there can be another question as well. And that is, just a second. There can be another question that will be asked from you. We will be needing spreadsheet. I'm letting you know about this. Using appropriate investment appraisal, using appropriate investment appraisal technique, evaluate with the help of financial data given, which proposed strategy shall be adopted, right? So over here, okay, I will share this file. Use financial data and calculate NPV, IRR, ARR, discounted cash flows in spreadsheet to give your answer. Now over here, you will be using this spreadsheet to give your answers, right? Do you get this? This is the
But
way.
sir, how will we be showing this in the spreadsheet and the words? Will we
Okay.
be
uh,
giving heading?
Okay. So what you will do is when you are writing your answer, you will write in between, refer to the spreadsheet section for calculation. And you will write the question number in spreadsheet as well so that you will have an insight so that the examiner can be get connected with your question and with your answer. So yes, you will be connecting the examiner by letting him know, by telling him that you can use this spreadsheet in order to get an insight of all these things, right? So this is how you will be connecting your answer in the exam format. Now, one more thing about ratios. One more thing about ratios. And this is one more thing about ratio is that you need to you need to define ratio. You need to define a ratio in detail, comma, from denominator to numerator, right? Another thing, now this is all about ratios. Another thing that I would want to discuss is, let me check it for you. Yes, see, around 20 to 30% of paper is based on around 20 to 30% of the paper is based on common sense. Remember that around 20 to 30% of your paper is just based on the common sense technique. Now, if you feel that you are stuck somewhere, use your common sense and you will get out of that simple question. So make sure that you are doing this. Remember, last day revision will include when you are revising for your exam and you are on the last day, you will include some formats, and these formats will be the report, These formats will include briefing paper. These formats will have notes. These formats will be memos. Most importantly, presentation slides. Then we have press release. Then we have emails, letters, and project initiation document. Make sure that you are very well aware of these formats because you will be losing marks if you do not know about these formats, right? If you do not know about these formats, you will be losing your marks. Now, one of the most important thing, when you are sitting in your, now these are just the tips and tricks. When you are attempting SBL exam, make sure that you think like board of directors and stakeholder. You need to think like board of directors and stakeholders, right? Another thing, so kindly go through the PID once. I might miss that part of our lecture. You want me to go through the project initiation document? I will share the format for the project initiation document. Okay, I will share it at the end. Okay, I will share the format handout with you. I'll share it in group. I'll share it in group. Okay. Now one more thing. There are some past exam library that is available to you, right? On ACCA's website. Uh, from now onwards, you need to practice. From now onwards, you just need to practice exam in CBE format only. Those students who are practicing on paper-based format are doing a blunder right now. If you are practicing on a paper-based format, you're doing a blunder. Now on CBE format, I'm making it very easy for you. I'm making it very easy for you. CBE format, that is the will include past exam library. And in this past exam library, you can find different types of resources. The first resource that you will be able to find is the SBL. I've opened this in front of me. SBL December 2020. Um, Obviously, you will be finding the SBL December 2020 syllabus. And then you will be finding the SBL 2021 syllabus. All those who want to revise, They should first go through the syllabus and then they will be getting to know what the syllabus basically includes. Right? Now, the second thing that you will be finding is practice exam. Now, in these practice exam, you will have the exam number one, exam number two, and exam number three. There are three exams that you can practice on your own that is available on the SBL past papers, and you will have some specimen paper. Now, this is mandatory specimen one, specimen two, specimen three. Now, these six papers are mandatory for you all. I have written detailed answers of all these six papers, but I will share them by Tuesday, not today, not tomorrow. Why? So that you can once start practicing. If anyone would want to have answer of separate, for example, he comes and tell me, okay, sir, I have completed my specimen number one. Can you share your answer? I will share it with him. But I would want you to attempt all these six papers so that you feel confident at the end of the day, and all other papers that you are attempting will be attempted on Microsoft Office, right? So this should be your strategy from now onwards. Now, one more thing, the basic question that I'm asking right in front of you. Why student? Sir, this part past exam library is available. Yes, yes, this is available. This is what I'm copying from the SBL portal. So what I see in front of me are these resources that are available. Why student fail in SBL? I have drafted, I have taken out something as to why student fail in SBL from as per March and June 2021 report. As per the March and June 2021 report. Now look at his comment and you will get to know why the hell student are failing in this exam. See, this was the comment. Overall, the standard, look at his comment. The standard of, I do not want to decrease your morale right now, but this is something which is alarming as well as important. Answers in June 2021 attempt was one of the poorest in SBL so far. You can see that he got pissed off in June 2021 attempt. And this means this is something good as well as something bad. This means that the overall passing result, the June 2021 attempt passing result was around 41, 42%. It was the lowest passing result. And still many of my students were able to pass because they were basically going through each and everything. So why are the students failing? Now, the basic reason of students are failing, I'm giving you some of the weaknesses of the student and what should you guys do in order to pass within this stipulated time period. Trust me, if you are going to adopt this strategy for the next 6 to 7 days that are available to you, trust me, you are going to clear this exam with not only with you are going to clear this exam, but you will clear them with flying colors. Right? So let me just quickly go through as to why students are failing. The first reason answers not linked with exhibits. The second reason, merely copy pasting material from exhibits. The third reason, poor technical knowledge. Fourth reason is excessively short responses. Now, why the hell students are giving excessively short responses? I don't know. Majority of student I find out they are giving excessively short responses, and this is something which basically will not let you gain your marks. Excessively short responses. Fifth is not reading requirement carefully. Sixth is insufficient number of points. Seventh is weak in typing. And the biggest reason, no practice on CBE format. You are not doing practice on CBE format. See, right from the start of our batch, what I decided, we will practice on CBE format. And today is the last day, and I can safely claim that I kept my promise of getting you guys out of the trauma of CBE practice. Majority of students feel that if they are going to attempt on CBE, what will happen? How will they type? And in today, you are just I see students they are sending me messages that it takes 10 minutes above the time, 5 minutes above, 15 minutes above. I have never ever come across during this batch with a student saying or claiming that, sir, I was left with around an hour and I was not able to complete, and I would have needed 1 more hour to complete this exam at this point of time. There are students who are claiming that we need 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That is equally justifiable. So this means that this is something which is very, very, and very important if you want to clear your paper in first attempt. Now, some of the recommendations. You can add on one more reason that they yes, you can. We can also add some reason that if you are not studying from SBH, this can also be a reason of your failure. No, no, it's just a joke. Every every single student and every teacher around the world is doing their level best. Kindly explain second point. See, second point, in second point, what I'm trying to say is that you are just copy pasting from the question and not rephrasing it. Okay, copy pasting to some extent is allowed, but you need to rephrase them. You need to write in your own words. For example, the CEO have committed a fraudulent activity. Now, if you want to copy paste this line, then you need to write them in your own words. For example, there, yes, poor technological means. You can say that the CEO of the company we have certain doubts on the CEO of the company, claiming to be an activity which may go for dressing or cooking the books. See, I changed the entire line of fraudulent activity into cooking the books or window dressing. So this is how you will be changing your lines, not merely just copy pasting your answers. Now, what should you do? Now, what, sir? Okay, these are the weakness. And in point three, poor technical knowledge. Poor technical knowledge means that you have not studied the 80% of the course, that you have not taken regular classes seriously. You have not gone through those 9 to 10 chapters seriously. So this means that you are poor with your technical knowledge and you do not know what Harmon process strategy is. You do not know what risk heat map is. You do not know what Tara model is. You do not know any models. This means that your preparation is very weak. Now, first thing, prepare on CBE platform, right? Now, I can give you a cheat code right now over here. What you can do is you can go on the CBE platform and solve question number 2 of all SBL past paper on CBE format. If you do not have time and you just want to have some quick insight about the CBE platform, to another form of exam. For example, the bestest possible solution to get a position out of you all is to perform these activities, all these past papers on the CB platform. But let's suppose you do not have time to waste, you do not have much amount of time to work upon. So what you can do, you solve question number 2 of all SBL past papers on the CB platform. Select a blank space and solve question number 2 of all SBL past papers. So what will happen is that you will read out all SBL past paper. That is 1 hour of reading time will be consumed. Obviously, if there are 10 SBL past papers, so you will invest your 10 hours in just reading. And obviously, reading will create a better objective. And you will invest around 10 hours in writing only question number 2. But this is just a cheat code for all those students who have not yet practiced even one question on CBE platform. It is now the cheat code would be that you can go like this. But the bestest possible practice is that you need to focus on what all past papers require from you on CBE platform. Do SBH mock exam. You need to do the SBH mock exam in the given areas. And the third part is get your answer reviewed by, but a disclaimer. See, I am in office from 6 to from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then I am with you guys since last 5 days from 6:30 to 10 o'clock or 11. After that, I am not in a position to review within these days. But yes, now I have time. Now we have completed the workshop. Yes, yes, I will share the workshop. I will share the mock exam. I have completed the workshop. Now I can review your papers after today onwards, right? So you need to do this as well. Yes, $100 mock exam. So make sure that you get this answer reviewed by me or any facilitator whom you have been studying from. But until and unless your answer is not reviewed, then they, if you feel, let's suppose if you say, oh, I'm writing such beautiful answers, the examiner or the invigilator or the checker will basically ask me to that how have I written such great answers. So this is a myth that you are following right now. You need to get yourself facilitated by an examiner, by a checker, or by your teacher. But my first priority obviously will be my regular students. And in last 1 week, I have received around 110 answers from all around the world. And people expect me to review their answers as soon as I receive it. Um, to my utmost surprise, since last 2 days, I've been facing this issue that there are students who are sending me answer, and after 1 hour they are sending me question marks, and after 1 hour they are calling me, sir, have you reviewed my answer? I just need an review of your answers, or can you just quickly review it within 1 or 2 minutes? It is not possible to review within 1 or 2 minutes. Come on. I cannot do injustice with you, and I cannot do injustice with my profession. It takes at least 15, 20, half an hour to review your answers. So basically, ज़िंदगी सवारी की सौं. Basically, this is how it will go on. You need to give me some time. I will try to review, but obviously my first priority will be my workshop and my regular students. So I will check your answers. I will give you mock exams. We will decide the date of mock exam in today's class as well. Okay. So, okay, now you need to solve two mock exams at the end of the day. Um, you need to do all these classes. You have gone through this. Okay. Most important part, and one of my favorite part that I always write at the end of this workshop session. Whenever I am ending the workshop session, I write this part. Stay away from books. No need to read out books, comma, technical articles and revision kits. No need to go through these areas. You just need to go through the 5 days workshop plus handouts. And one more thing, one more thing. Don't over study. Just do over practice. Don't overstudy. And obviously don't get overconfident. Do not try this at home or school. Don't overstudy. Just go on for over practice. I have 4 to 5 SBL WhatsApp groups. Anyone who is not included in those groups, you can WhatsApp me, I'll include you. We can have some very healthy discussions for now, 6 to 7 days that are left within our exams. And we will have a very good discussion for these. But remember, mark my words, the more you practice from now onwards, the more better it is for you, or the more chances of clearing your exam. One more thing that I find students doing right now is, see, you all must be working in corporate sectors, or majority of you must be working in certain corporate sectors. Remember, your promotion is dependent upon your papers. So if you're not going to clear your papers, you will not get promoted. If you want good salary, you need to pass your papers. And if you want to be at a higher position, you need to get position in your SBL exam. Now, those those students who are working somewhere, you need to get off for at least 4 to 5 days before exam. One thing. And the second thing that I see, or that I assume among the students going wrong is, going wrong is that many students are attempting SBL past papers at night time. They are reading their papers. I whenever I when I wake up in the morning, early morning, I receive the answer sheets from the students on my phone at 4 a.m., at 5 a.m., at 3 a.m. This is one of the biggest and one of the most deadliest mistake that you are doing. SBL examination should be taken into practice when you are with fresh mind. Shahrukh, when you are with fresh mind. So make sure that you are practicing these papers not at night time, but the bestest time would be early morning. But for that, you'll have to sleep early at night, right? Okay, now the most important thing that majority of students are asking me, sir, please give us a list of the most important topics. Sir, please do this, please do that. So let me write your favorite part. Let me write your favorite part, that is list of important topics. I won't be taking much time of yours, but I need to go through this. Let me first go through the models, which I feel are the most important one. Risk heat map, Tara model, my favorite model, SFF framework, TOES, SOT, PESTEL, Potter 5, Force, DCG, BCG model, that is corporate parenting. Number 8 is Harmon process strategy. Number 9 is ENSOF growth model. 10 can be cultural web. 11th most important one is Mendelow's matrix model. Then we have the 12th one is context of change and cultural web. So these are the most important topics that you need to have very good insight or very good coverage before going into your exam. Now I'm writing down the list of, I will share this handout as well. Now I'm writing down the list of most important topics. See, remember, this is just an educational guess, and the real exam scenario might seems to be different as well. And it is just an educated guess that I'm trying to make. And I hope so that this educational guess or this educated guess works out fine for you all. Now, my favorite topic that I feel is the most important one, the internal audit and controls. The first thing that we need to go through, the internal audit and control. Just a second, my pen got discharged. So, internal audit and controls. Then we have the second topic, that is risk management. Then we have the third one, which is I guess Bushra, your camera is open. Can you please switch it off? Then we have the third one, which is big data. Fourth one, new topics. Fifth is funding strategies. Sixth one is budgets. Seventh is value chain. Eight is control weakness and recommendation. Ninth one is my favorite, integrated reporting. 10th is e business. 11th is social and environmental factors. 12th one is the NEDs and board. And don't forget, see, again, I'm guessing it, and this guess might go right. I'm highlighting this part, unitary tire and two tire board. I am highlighting this for a reason. I am highlighting this for a reason. I don't know. It's my guess that there might be some connection in the scenario about big data, new topics, unitary tire board, and two tire board. Then we have another part that is budgets and MIS, that is Management Information System. One of the favorite topics that I went through in regular classes as well as in workshop is project management, right? So I have uh, included this in the areas. Now, I let me make things easy for you. Let me make things easy for you this time. After this workshop last day, you will pray that every single student should get a teacher like me. Syllabus, yes, please. How much time is enough for revising all your class notes in sequence? My strategy from today onwards will be that don't revise my class notes. Rather, revise the 5 days notes that I've provided. Just revise the 5 days notes and start your practice. If you feel stuck somewhere, then go on for the detailed notes. Because if you keep on revising the detailed notes, it will take at least 4 to 5 days and the result will not be fruitful. Because we have gone through the detailed notes in the regular classes and it took at least 100 plus hours to go through those notes. What you need to do, you need to go through the 5 days revision notes. And once you have gone through that 5 days revision notes, now start practicing. Whenever you are stuck, go on for the uh, detailed. Now, this is something which I've done, and you will pray that every single student should get a teacher like me. Syllabus changes. I have made it very, very crystal clear to you all. New topics. Four line of. Now, I will discuss this topic. Defense approach. It's just a small topic. Risk management, right? And the topic that I've gone through in details in my 3-hour class, artificial intelligence, robotics, and machine learning. Trust me, you can have a good question on this time. Potential benefits. Most importantly, the question can be on ethical implication. I have uploaded this new topic 3 hours class on my YouTube channel. If anyone want to have a revision, you can go over there. Ethical implications and risk. But the new areas of the syllabus are just minor ones. So don't need to panic. Syllabus changes are minor, so nothing to panic about, right? Okay, topic deleted. I never went through this topic in your regular. Yes. Obviously, whenever I say AI, it is always linked with the CRM. AI is beneficial when I'm going with the CRM. You will link AI with CRM. Tucker 5 question model. I'm writing my number in between so that you can have a greater viewpoint. Okay. One more thing. One more thing. One more thing. If you have time, if you have time, I am giving you, I will share with you some article on, if you have some time, I'm sharing some article on three different areas relating to the new topic. The first thing is blockchain. I will share these articles in the in my WhatsApp. Blockchain technology. They are very, very good and very self-explanatory articles. Currencies and IPO, that is the technological part, and cyber security. Now one more thing. Now one more thing. Remember, many students keep on asking, so there is new article, technical article, this and that. No new article relating to September 2020. There is no new article that is going on or relating to the September 2021 attempt. Now, some generic discussions that I would want to give you right now. Uh, you can highlight facts, figures, and something. Yes, there is one on AI, but you don't need to go through that article. That is a very uh, that is a very difficult article. So my suggestion is not to go through that article because for reading that article, you need to have a very, very good insight, or you need to be a technologically data expert, which we are not in the current scenario. So my advice is not to go through that article. The article that I will share on the group, just go through those article. I'll share it today by today's end. Right now, 2 to 3 things that you need to keep in your mind. You can highlight facts, figures, and all those areas where you feel will be important for your papers. For referencing my advice is that on the first or on the last page of your Microsoft Word, that is the Word response sheet, you can write on the top referencing, or you can write on the top the you can write on the top referencing, or you can write on the top rough work. And in that rough work, what you can do while reading, you can copy paste some of the lines, not in the question, but in your rough work, you can copy paste some line. Now, in your CB paper, Control C is used to copy. In your CB exam, Control plus C is used for copying. And in your, obviously, you know it very well, plus V is used for pasting, right? So these are the areas that you need to go through. One more thing that I would want to go through in today's class is, just a minute, please. Let me go through the ACCA platform. Make sure that you are going through ratio analysis very thoroughly. I see some students considering ratios to be something which is very accurate and which is something that goes without going on or something like that. But make sure that you are going through ratio analysis very accurately. Repeat last line, copy paste किधर करना है? You will have to copy paste either on the first page of the response sheet or on the last page. You can even use Scratchpad. Yes, you can use Scratchpad as well. Okay. One thing that I guess we have not gone through till now is the risk register. Although I do not feel that this will be examinable, but just my instinct is saying that I should at least let you know what a risk register looks like. So a risk register will have several different columns, and these are the columns of the risk register. The first column is risk. The second column is impact. The third column is if the examiner asks you to write risk register, you can use this approach, but there are very less or very little chances that the risk register will be tested. Just a second, please. Make sure that you copy at least this risk register slide or this risk register part so that you have this on your notes or on your pages and not in your mobile phones, because majority of things that remain in your mobile phone are get deleted after seeing. So then it says the priority, then the mitigating actions, then Shahrukh, then we have the owners, and last but not the least, we have next review on. So a risk register, practical risk register, basically looks like this. I brought this from my office, so I just wanted to uh, show you how a risk register looks like. Right. So you need to go through the risk registers, and you will have a good insight of what the risk registers look like. Again, I am sharing my number for all those students who will go through the recording on my portal. Right. Then we have Then we have the other part. Yes, Hasnan. The last column is the next review on. Yes, we will create table in Excel sheet. We will create table in Excel sheet. So you can create the table format in the Excel part and you will be in a better position to answer this. What would be discussed in priority? Basically, priority is when you are writing three different risks. Priority is when you are writing three different risks. Then you will let the people know that this risk shall be dealt on the first priority. This risk shall be dealt on the second, and then the third, and then the fourth, and then the fifth one. In the owners, you will write the person whom the risk mitigation strategy is allocated on. In the owners, you will write whom the risk mitigating strategy is being given to. Right? And make sure that you are not doing uh, the uh, sequence. You are not basically making the sequence go away. Okay. Now, one more thing. I would want to discuss the new part, the new topic which I have not yet discussed with you all. So it will take at least 15-20 minutes for me to discuss. Basically, process owner who take action to mitigate is owner. Yes, the process owner, the person who is responsible for the mitigation of the risk is the owner. Okay, now the most important thing. This is a new topic which I have not gone through in my lecture, and while going through the new topic handout and while going through the new topic list, I was made aware I will give a break. Basically, I do not need more time of yours. I just need around 15-20 more minutes and then a concluding remark from my side. And basically, in our economy, we call it as bhai ke uh, khitab. But yes, just give me 20 to 30 minutes. I just need 20-30 minutes and I'll end up the workshop of today's class. I don't want extra time of yours, but just give me 20-30 minutes, right? I need to discuss this. This is very important. I forgot this in my lecture, so 20-30 hours for you. Public interest topic is also, yes, public interest topic is also. Okay, so this is very important. Four lines, four lines of defense strategy, that is risk management. Now, this risk management strategy, it's a new topic. I basically forgot in my previous lecture of the new topics. So just now I realized that I need to teach this part as well. Okay, so it says that we have the first, it's a risk strategy, first line of defense, which is related to the employees of the company. Now, in order to mitigate risk from the employee's perspective, you need to adopt four different objectives in this regard. What are these objectives? Proper policies and procedures, right? Training to employees, right? Regular performance evaluation, and last but not the least, reward of punishment. Right? Reward of punishment. So this is the first line of defense. Now we have the second line of defense, that is for the managers. Now what does it says? Supervise employees. Number two is review and monitor, review and monitor their performance. So can we also meet their needs? Yes, obviously meeting their needs is one of the most important things. What do we mean by reward of punishment? Reward of punishment is when an employee is doing something wrong and the company identifies this, then the person should be rewarded with a punishment. Review and monitor their performance. Then we have the risk and compliance department in larger organization. Risk and compliance department in larger organization. And the last part is, sorry, this complete. Okay, I just need 1 minute. I'm returning back. Till the time you can copy this. I just need 1 minute and then I'll return and then I'll resume. Just one.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम हसनैन यूसुफ वजी जारी आपने किससे सवाल पूछा वालेकुम अस्सलाम
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
हाँ भाई तैयारी कैसी जा रही है
चल रही है बस। यार मुझे कोई गाइड करेगा, 4 लाइंस ऑफ डिफेंस का मतलब क्या है? मतलब 4 लाइंस लिखनी है, 4 लाइंस स्टेक होल्डर्स के बारे में बात करनी है, 4।
मेरे ख्याल में मॉडल है ये
मुझे यही कंफ्यूज हो रहा था, लाइंस का मतलब क्या है? कि मैं तो समझा 4 लाइंस कुछ लिखनी है, तो ये तो डिफाइन करनी है। मैनेजर्स है, एम्प्लॉइज है, स्टेक होल्डर्स है बेसिकली।
इसमें फर्स्ट लाइन में तो फर्स्ट पार्ट में तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि एग्जीक्यूट क्या होना चाहिए, लेकिन सेकंड पॉइंट में ये लग रहा है सेकंड लाइन में कि मैनेजर का एटीट्यूड क्या होना चाहिए फर्स्ट में। तो मतलब ये सारी एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि तो मुझे तो वन लाइन में एक अलग नेचर दिख रहा है।
I guess there is some talk going on between you guys. So
सॉरी सर।
can I resume, please? If it is not important.
जी जी बिल्कुल।
Okay.
सर
जी जी।
सर बेसिकली 4 लाइंस ऑफ डिफेंस का मतलब क्या है? ये मिटिगेटिंग फैक्टर्स हैं।
4 line of defense means that there are 4 different lines that help you in defending the risk. This is the first line. If you make proper policies, if you make proper procedures for employees, they will find out the risk factors. If you provide proper training to them, they will identify the key risky areas. If there is proper performance being evaluated, the risky areas will be identified on an early basis. And if there is a reward of punishment means that, for example, if you are not able to identify risk within your department for which you are reliable, for which you are basically for which you are made possible, then then you will be punished in this regard. So you need to go through all these things. So there are 4 different lines that you need to draft when you are making a strategy, which is when you are making a strategy which is good for the risk management, right? Okay, so after going through the risk management strategies, after going through the risk management strategies, let me go through the third part, and that is, just a second, please. Just a minute. If there is any question, you can ask right now. Defense manager is risk manager. Defense manager is a second line of defense manager. Basically, it's no. There is a line in between it. It's like second line of defense management strategy for managers. First line of defense management strategy for employees. It goes like this, right? It is not defense manager. There is a gap between the two. Okay, so the next part is the third line of defense is for the third line of defense is the internal. This means that you can use 4 different lines for your risk management strategies. You can use 4 different lines for your risk management strategies. Internal audit. Can you please explain me ends of growth model? Ikra, can you please WhatsApp me and I will explain you the ends of growth model, or I'll provide you recording for the ends of growth model. No issues, beta. But you'll have to WhatsApp me. Individually, I'll provide it to you. Okay, so the third line of the growth management model is the third line of the growth management, sorry, the defense strategies for the internal auditors. Now, how does it goes for the internal auditors, or how does the internal auditor will help us in providing a better risk management strategies? Objective review and assessment of risk managers activities. The internal audit will perform the objective review of the risk management strategies, having good knowledge of organization internal control system, and but may not be 100%. Remember, this is a new topic that is included in your paper, so you need to go through this. Right? Okay, so I have seen in the ACCA's article, there is a new article that is being published. I was wrong. There's a new article, A World of Intelligent Agents. It was published in August 2021. I will share with you. While sleeping on your mobile phones, you can read out this article, but make sure that you read out, at least this article should be read by all. Please make sure that you read this article, and if there is anything that you would want me to explain, you can WhatsApp me directly. Then we have the fourth line of defense, that is for the external audit, right? We have got the fourth line of the defense for the external audit. It says external body or external auditors or bodies more independent than internal auditors. Fresh pair of eyes, fresh pair of eyes, pair of eyes. Then we have external. They have the external experience as well. External, wider industry experience. Then we have less knowledge, about the organization, internal control, and system. So this marks the end of all these topics. Uh, the new ones, the old ones. I have kept my promise of teaching you all thoroughly with all possible topics that you can go through within your examination scenario, right? Okay. Why isn't a risk committee included? Because the four line model operates like the way it has been shown. So that is why the risk committee is not included in this. So we use these four lines of defense to reduce and minimize the risk by applying the procedures and control. Yes, we use these four lines and the procedures listed below to apply the risk mitigating strategies. Since last 4 days, I've been working right from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. First in office and then with you all, right? Okay, so Now it is the ending time. I would want to have 10 more minutes as concluding remarks for you all, and then we will end our syllabus, and then we'll end with everything that we have gone through. Can we use the model if the question asks to evaluate risk management process? Yes. If the question is giving you if the question is giving you four different areas, if in the scenario you are being given with four different areas, that is internal audit, they have given scenarios about internal audit, they have given scenarios about external audit, about employees, and about the and about the other factors that are relating to the managers, then you need to apply this model. If you see four different parts in the scenario, that is managers, internal audit, external audit, and employees, you need to apply this particular model. Okay, so let me conclude this now. First of all, if there is any question, you can ask. I'm waiting for 2 minutes. You can ask any question if you want to. Yes, please. You can even open your mic, but your medium of question should be in English so that all can understand. Is there any question that you would want to ask? Okay, so I guess there is no questions. Let me tell you something. See, way before when I started off with my regular batch for September attempt, would there be an extra class? I'll try to keep an extra class, but I don't think so that there is any reason of keeping an extra class because that will be a wastage of your time in transportation as well as in getting along with the campus. But still, if you want to meet me in person, you can visit campus. If you want to meet me in person, you can visit campus as well. AI related question, yes, you can ask AI related question, but it will be better if you can ask AI related question on WhatsApp. Let me just conclude this because now the people are wanting to leave, so I just need to conclude this. Guys, I am writing my number once again. This is for 62030036. Just a second, please. Yes, you will meet at Great Orphan. Okay. Now I will keep my promise of treat. We can have a formal meeting after you give your exam. My promise of treat is still valid. Okay, so done, done. Shahrukh, done. Okay, so let me conclude this first. One thing. See, when I started this regular batch way back in when after the June attempt, so I was of the view that I need to do two different things. In my first class, I told you that teaching is my passion. It is not my profession. I'm earning from other sources and I'm earning a handsome amount of money from other sources. But this is a passion that I would want to continue for the rest of my life till my last breath. And reasonably, since the last few attempts, I have performed well in this teaching factor. I don't want to make myself go into these, buttery elements, but yes, I promised two different things with you all. All those regular students who are there, I promise that I will make sure to cover each and every technical part along with professional marks within your classroom. I never, ever, ever during my classes told you that you can go through this topic by your own. I don't want anyone to be dependent upon their own. Rather, I gave spoon feeding to every one of you. I have done as many questions of P1 and P3 past papers before starting with the SBL examination with you all as possible. At the end of the session, we were able to complete, we had done questions on SBL examinations as well. And last promise that Alhamdulillah, I've concluded in after today's class is that I will make you guys revise each and everything. Now, guys, today is 26th of August. So we are just left with 8 to 10 days from now onwards. So basically, 26th of August has come to an end. So if I keep from 27th to 6th of September, then this means that we are just left with 9 to 10 days. I have done my work completely. I have kept my promise and I have make it possible so that every single individual, either in the form of workshop or you met me in person or you have seen me in my online classes, whatever medium or whatever platform you were using, or whatever factor you were using, you all are my students and I shall be held responsible for your success and for your failures as well. I always say this line that whenever a student pass, it is not just the financial rewards that these teachers are getting, but the the morale of a teacher keeps on increasing. You do not know how good it feels to a teacher when you call him, when you give him a WhatsApp, thanking him and saying, "Okay, thank you so much, sir. I have cleared my examination and you taught us very well." You know, this is just the fringe benefits that every single teacher has the right to attain. So my viewpoint in this regard is that there are 2 to 3 ways of success for everything. If I talk about SBL examination, if I talk about any other examination, there are 2 to 3 ways of success. The first way is your parents' prayers. Without your parents' prayers, that it is humanly impossible to be successful in life. This is just a small span of your testing capabilities that is being presented to you in front of your papers by the Almighty God. But at the biggest span, if you want to see the wider horizon, you need to be successful with the help of your parents' prayers. You will give hard work and you will be successful. And last but not the least, it is your teachers who are the second parent of yours who always keep on praying for you. Trust me, whenever I'm offering my prayer, spontaneously, spontaneously out of nowhere, this particular prayer come into my mind that Almighty God may make you guys successful. Specifically, if I talk about this exam. Uh, okay, I'm getting emotional. So now, from now onwards, what I want is that you need to work very hard on the practice material. Trust me, if you are not working hard on the practice material, you will not gain, you will not attain the ultimate objective of your a strategic business leadership examination. Number one, you need to work hard on your practice material. And at the end of the day, if you feel that I contributed in your life, and if you feel that I contributed to any extent, for example, if you feel, okay, sir, Bilal have contributed 1% in my success, then I do not want any financial reward from you. I do not want any monetary reward from you. That is the same financial reward. But all I want is you to give prayers for my parents. The only thing that I want is that you should pray for my parents. If you feel that I have contributed even 0.1% in your life, the only payback that you can give me is a prayer from your side for my parents. If you do this, I'll feel very proud of you. I'll feel very good of you. I have very high hopes from this regular batch, from the recorded ones, from the ones who have joined this workshop. I hope that you all clear this examination with flying colors. I hope that you all clear this examination uh, with flying colors and make sure that you not only make me proud, but your parents as well, right? Uh, Now, this is obviously the concluding remark. Always welcome, always welcome. I feel so privileged that I have been given this opportunity from TSS platform of teaching you guys. Yes, inshallah, Payal, of teaching such young and energetic individuals. Uh, I've always been, I've always tried to make myself go on with you guys. I've always tried to introduce myself as an individual who is struggling his level best to get education out of the world and to make this world a far better place. Um, I have tried my level best. Now it's up to you. If you keep on practicing, there is no one in this world who will stop you from clearing this exam. But if you stop practicing, trust me, you will end up failing this exam. And this is something which you don't want, which I don't want, and which your parents don't want. You guys have invested a lot in attaining, in achieving this target. Now you have to do this, not for the sake of me, not for the sake of anyone else in this world, but for the sake of your success and your pride. I, you, we all have cumulatively done our level best. I provided you with detailed notes. I provided you with workshops. I provided you with past papers. I've done things in your exam. Trust me over the fact that in our regular classes, we invested 100. I was calculating that in our regular plus workshops, we invested 138 hours in total to complete the strategic business leadership paper. 138 goddamn hours. I can claim around the world that there is no one in my economy, at least in Pakistan, who is investing 138 hours in clearing your concepts and making you guys practice. I've tried my level best to spoon feed each and everything in your brain. Now, this will be an utter disappointment if you are going to fail in this exam. I do not want you to fail in this exam at all. And if you come back saying, "Sir, I've flunked this exam," I don't want to talk to you then. I need proud students, right? So, if you have want any help, even after this examination, you can directly contact me. I will announce the date of the mock exam as well. You can have your mock exam online. Um, you can do those mock exam at your home as well. So these are the areas which you will be catering around and going through. Last but not the least, uh, whenever I give my paper, or whenever I used to give my paper, and whenever I was stuck in some different worldly things, I always remember one thing. There's only one thing that will keep you away from failure, that will contribute you in keeping you away from the failure, and that is your contribution to the underprivileged people. Make sure that you give some donation before going for your paper. Make sure that you offer 2 rakat of salah before going your paper, before going for your paper, and make sure that you remember the chota istikhara that I keep on reminding you all. That is Allahumma khirli wa akhtarli. All those Muslim students that we have around, Allahumma khirli wa akhtarli is one of the bestest way to help you in gaining confidence. And one more thing, make sure that you give some reasonable amount of sadaqah before you go for your exam. I hope so that this session was a fruitful one. One more thing that I would want from you all is I will upload a status on Facebook, and I would want the only thing that I would want from you is that I would want you all to give a review of the entire workshop, of the entire syllabus areas, and the way we practiced the entire examination. Um, it feels so good that I have completed my promises, and now signing off from my SBL course. This is Sheikh Bilal Haq. Take care. Bye bye. Take care, everyone. Always welcome. Always welcome, bacho.